A young woman who says enough is enough.
Meredith Bagby is worried. Not the usual concerns of a 21-year-old, not hardly. She's worried about the national debt, a staggering $4.9 trillion and counting. Despite the enormity of the problem, Meredith Bagby actually did something about it.
I wanted to do something that would explain to people what was happening in the U.S.
What she did is research and write the first ever annual report of the United States. It's like any corporate annual report, except this one outlines the financial health of the entire country. How much money the government takes in, more importantly, how much more than that it spends. I'm not being condescending, okay. But at an age when most young women are spending their summers on the beach, you were going through the federal budget. What in the world prompted that interest?
There was one professor who told us in one of his last lectures that, if we kept spending the way we were spending and not investing in our future, that we were really going to be in trouble.
Those warnings stuck. Meredith used $2,500 from her own savings to produce this report. It was so intelligent and so useful, she made a new friend.
Only in America could the federal government not clearly lay out, this is where we are financially. If they did it, they'd probably spend $10 million and then get the numbers wrong. Meredith did it.
What surprised you most of all when you started going through the budget and started to look at where American tax money goes?
The government doesn't invest a lot. It doesn't invest in infrastructure or education or research. If you break down the dollar and you look at where tax money goes, you find that 22 cents goes to Social Security, 14 cents goes to pay the interest on the debt. And because of that, we have very low growth rates in the U.S.
When you were there, hovered over your Mac, punching out the annual report, did you think it would lead to this?
Never. Never.
Perot, perhaps her biggest fan, also took her work to Capitol Hill.
And I am thrilled to show you the first annual report.
And asked her to speak at the United We Stand American Convention.
The one thing that he did forget to add to my list of credentials is the fact that I'm not running for president tonight.
Add to that a six-figure book deal to write another annual report. Who are your heroes or heroines?
I always look to my family first when I think of, heroines, and I think mostly of my grandmother. She had a very difficult life growing up, but worked hard, put my mother through college.
Louise Lambert Green worked hard all of her life so that Meredith's mother could share in the American dream. A dream Meredith believes is threatened in part because of the way the government manages our money. You have given the country a blueprint that makes you an architect. Would you now like to become a carpenter and try to build based on that blueprint? Become actively involved in politics yourself?
I'm not sure that I'm ready to take on that responsibility yet, but after I get a little older, get a little bit more experience, maybe I'd like to do that.